Democrats are in control of the Texas House. It's January 14th, 2025, and these are your headlines. Yes, you heard that correctly. Just hours after the new legislative session kicked off in Austin, Representative Dustin Burrows was elected to serve as Speaker of the House, a move that's already sparking some controversy among Texas Republicans. Why? Well, because Burrows secured the gavel despite significant opposition from within his own party and ultimately relied on Democrat support to clinch the position. That's right. He had more Democrats than Republicans supporting him. And you're saying, well, what happened in November? Didn't Texas stay red? In fact, we had big Republican wins in Texas. Yes. Actually, in the Texas House, they grew their majority from 86 to 88. So 88 of the chamber's 150 seats belong to Republicans. Well, the election required today for Speaker of the House 2 rounds of voting. In the first round, Burrows received 71 votes. Representative David Cook got 56. And then a third candidate, Democrat Ana Maria Ramos, received 23. The second round saw Burrows emerge victorious with 85 votes, while Cook secured 55. 9 members, all of them Democrats, were recorded as present but not voting. Grassroots activists from across the state made their presence known early at the Capitol. I saw several of y'all out there today. Many donned bright red Ban Democrat Chairs t-shirts, signaling their opposition to any power-sharing arrangements with Democrats. These are the things that we have seen happen in speakership time and time again. And they thought that maybe they'd come to an end to it today. These activists visited legislative offices ahead of the start of the session, and emphasizing their demand for Republican unity in leadership. That's because last month, David Cook won the Republican nomination for Speaker. However, that didn't stop Burrows and a minority of Republicans to try to immediately build a coalition with Democrats to secure his victory, ultimately. The strategy grew ire from grassroots conservatives and Republican officials, including Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who's been vocal about the importance of maintaining a Republican majority of support in choosing House leadership. In the hours leading up to the vote, Cook faced public defections from freshman State Representative Caroline Fairley and veteran State Representative Cecil Bell. Each candidate's nomination was marked by their speeches from their supporters. David Cook's nominators included Trent Ashby, Ellen Troxler, James Frank, and Richard Raymond. Notably, Raymond's speech, which if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching, targeted Burrows' alleged connections to disgraced former Speaker turned lobbyist Dennis Bonnen, a narrative that has loomed heavy over the race. Burrows' nominators include State Representatives Charlie Guerin, Mihaela Plesa, Tony Rose, and Lacey Hull. 2 of them are Democrats, by the way. And Ramos's nominators were Christine Morales, John Bryant, and Jolanda Jones of Survivor fame. That's right. She was on Survivor. You can Google that after you watch this video. It's interesting. The election of Burrows sets the stage for a potentially contentious legislative session. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Buckle up. Lieutenant Governor Patrick's already expressed his opposition to Burrows and has warned against compromising the Republican majority's priorities. Well, after Governor Abbott threatened to fire Texas A&M University President Mark Welsh over the university's involvement in a conference that enforced racial exclusions, Welsh has announced that Texas A&M has now withdrawn its participation. The PhD Project Conference in Chicago promotes DEI while explicitly excluding white and Asian students from attending, a direct violation of Texas law. Well, the event was promoted to students and staff of the Mays Business School at Texas A&M. Legislation passed last session bans DEI policies in Texas public universities and took effect last year. It mandates that institutions eliminate their DEI offices and prohibits hiring contractors to perform the duties of a DEI office. Well, today, Welsh announced that the university's terminated its participation in the DEI conference. He said that while the proper process for reviewing and approving attendance at such events was followed, I don't believe we fully considered the spirit of our state law in making the initial decision to participate. No kidding. On Monday, journalist Chris Rufo revealed that Texas A&M was organizing travel to the conference, and Governor Greg Abbott responded to the controversy last night on X, writing, "Hell no, it's against Texas law and violates the U.S. Constitution." He said it will be fixed immediately or the president, talking about Welsh, will soon be gone.
Ever wonder where the money from the Texas lottery really goes? Spoiler alert. the lion's share isn't going to education. In fact, the lottery only funds about 2 or 3 days of public education every year. In Season 9 of Exposed, we break down how lawmakers sold the lottery to Texas voters, how the system was stacked against low-income players from day one. From rigged lottery jackpots to corporate scandals, the Texas lottery's past is full of corruption, a trend that continues today. Tune in to Exposed, Gateway Drug, and uncover the truth about what's really happening behind the scenes.
Exposed, Season 9, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Texas Comptroller Glenn Hager has released his office's biennial revenue estimate. And according to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, economist Van Skyn, and Texas Policy Research President Jeremy Kitchen, the report includes nearly $24 billion in surplus funding that lawmakers could return to Texans through property tax relief. And while the BRE shows a more than $2.1 billion decrease in general purpose spending from the previous biennium, 2024 to 2025, Comptroller Hager said during a press conference and subsequent news release that the decrease is primarily due to a smaller beginning balance this upcoming biennium. Beginning balance, also known as the surplus, accounts for a minority of general purpose spending. The majority, estimated to be $176.4 billion, is attributed to general revenue-related funds. These funds consist of collections from sales taxes and other sources like energy taxes. Originating from revenue left unused by the legislature, the beginning balance is estimated at $23.76 billion for the upcoming biennium. Hager assured that Texas was still in good financial shape despite the anticipated drop in the beginning balance, which comes off record-breaking revenue growth over the last biennium. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.